Hello everybody. Today we're going to be showcasing the new Shinigami spec in AUT. For their Halloween update, they have added this along with a bunch of skins and just a short little sweet spec with a couple moves. I think it's kind of based off of Death Note's Shinigami. And it's the second spec in the game to have a event rarity along Candy Cutlass, right? It has a little pink symbol above it. So yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, so we're gonna start off with the M1s. It's just a typical M1 set. You immediately die. It's your typical M1 set, 45 damage. He summons a little guy to, do it for him. And these M1s are pretty quick, so while some stands may have slower M1s, this has quick M1s. The final hit is also a pretty big hitbox, as you can see there, like a nice slam down. So maybe in 2v2s, if you're fighting two people, the other person's running up to you to that slam to your advantage. Pretty nice M1s though, nice effects and nice SFX. Alright, our next move is going to be Shift, which is a sort of little teleport, right? It's got a quick cooldown, so it's pretty good. You can just, run up to your opponents and teleport right up to them. So let's say you're all the way back here, and that's like 5. Yeah, you can travel like 3 stars with this, and you can get, you can combo start. Or you can just use it as mobility, which is nice if you're a runner. If you like, zoning, then it's good for that. Nice VFX on it, like it. Pretty sweet move. So your next move is gonna be Death Whisper, which is a little short stun, as like stuns for 2 seconds and puts that symbol above their head for like 4. That symbol makes it so that you deal more damage. Normally my M1 combo does 45 damage, but with that move, with the Death Whisper effect on them, I do 63, which is pretty neat. It's not, the best, but you can combo with this, like go like that, and M1 them. Well, use another move than M1 them, and you get some nice damage if you can land it within that frame. So overall, pretty nice move. Our next move is gonna be Death Claws. It's a little, basically another M1 set, does the same amount of damage as your M1s, and it ragdolls your opponent afterwards. It's pretty neat. Has a bit of a long cooldown. Doesn't make sense. I like that little kind of array of effects over your screen. It's pretty cool. You can probably use this to finish your combos, or take advantage of that ragdoll after your opponent's been knocked to the ground, and then use one of this thing's other moves to pick him back up. Next up we have Gassed, which is this huge move. Does some pretty heavy damage, and it has a short cooldown for the amount of damage it does. Has kind of a tight hitbox, so you gotta be good with it. Does 66 in all. And it has a stun, so you can use it and then kind of, if you use it up close, then you can take advantage of that stun and then beat up with it. But it's pretty nice, stun up. That's true because you have that stun, connect those. Our next move is Death's Grasp, which is like this stun move, but it does have a little bit of a wind up. So if your opponent's paying attention and you use the move while they're not stunned, they might just run away from it. So you probably want to stun them with Gas and then that move. It seems to be able to hit multiple targets, and it slows them down. That chain makes their I know you can't see it here. Hold on, maybe I can use it on a walking dummy. But I used it in main game, and it slows people's movement. Chain him. Okay, he just immediately dies. Yeah, but if you saw that, he slowed down a bit at the end. So does 20 damage. It's alright, but I think it's more to extend your combos, right? So you use let's say you got Death Whisper, and then you use Death's Grasp. Yeah, see, it's multi-target. Our next move is gonna be Remedy, which is a healing move, and as you can see, actually requires some heat. Requires 25 heat to use. So charged up. Then let me take a little bit of damage. Let's see. Punch me one more time. I want to make sure I get the full effects of it. All right. If I use Remedy, I heal 48. That's honestly pretty solid. I was at 425 and I healed 48 damage, basically 50. You're spending 25 heat to get a fast heal. It has a relatively short cooldown for what it offers you. So along with Shift, where you can run a lot, and then with Gassed, where you can try to keep in the range, I think this move's going to be really solid because you can be shifting away while your opponent's trying to chase you down, then pop a Remedy. Our next move is called Nightmare. It requires 50 heat. Kind of a steep requirement, but hey, it's a pretty interesting move. So you place this down. It's kind of like an area of effect. It does a random effect each time. So as you saw, he got like a little poison effect on him, and then the Anubis effect. But it can use a bunch of different effects. So you can get Theo's vampire freeze. You can get I think you can get like the assassin damage stack. There's a bunch of different stuff you can get with it. So let me use it one more time to see if I can get some of the other things it offers. Right, so we use it. So 2 of these guys. See? One of them gets frozen. He took a little bit of poison, then he took the Anubis. So pretty interesting move. I'm not sure if it's worth the heat cost, because I feel like someone can just run out of that. But if you get one of those freeze effects, that can be really nice, because, you know, they'll get stunned in place and then you can extend your combo off of it. It's kind of like a randomizer move though, so, you know, I don't know if the risk outweighs the reward. Our next move is going to be Phantom Legion, which is G+. You hold it down and you summon 3 little guys with 100 HP each, and they auto-target onto an enemy within their range. And then have attack once and have a random same like effect as Nightmare, random effects on your enemies. This is the first spec in this game that utilizes minion summons, which is really interesting. And honestly, they're not bad. They have 100 HP, so they can tank a couple hits, and they give off the effects. So they're basically like a ranged version of Nightmare for 25 more heat. Personally, I think it's a pretty solid move. It's going to be interesting to see how people use it in 1v1s. This guy uses default blocking, like custom, like, I don't know, like cars, or he doesn't really have anything unique about his blocks. Not many characters do. And he also just uses default grabs, right? Next we have the Shinigami's most expensive move, and it seems to be a passive. It's called God of Death. It's the Q move. You use it, your little guys fuse into you, right? And you kind of get this, you get this damage buff, but you get passive where each time you attack, you take damage. So it's like a trade-off. It's like you get more damage, but you also get passive effect each time you attack. No matter what move, you take 6 damage. So probably gonna want to avoid using M1s, because that's gonna take a lot of your health bar. But I mean, it's definitely an interesting concept. I don't know if I personally trade off that much health for, you know, that little buff, but I mean, I know that there are going to be some hyper aggressive players with this who are going to definitely take advantage of that. Now, the last move on this guy's kit is called Banishment. It's a little dash and grabs your opponent and tosses them. So I feel like you can either use this just like you're like running and you want to gain distance on someone. You can use it to, you know, like let's say you're this far away and you're both kind of zoning, not really attacking. You can kind of dash up to them, similar to some of Sukuna's, you know, moves like X, or Yuji's new grab move, also an X. Yeah, but does decent amount. It does 25 damage. We have the pose, which, wow, this is pretty awesome, honestly. Plays Light's theme from Death Note. I think it's a slightly edited version or, you know, remixed, whatever version to avoid copyright. But man, does this pose look cool. He's reaching out to his little, like, minion there. And I don't know, it just looks sick. It's an awesome pose. Love the effects too. So I think they did an awesome job here. Just let you guys listen to it a bit more. Alright, that concludes our Shinigami showcase. I think this spec is pretty cool. I know it's small, but hey, I mean, you know, it's not like supposed to be, you know, Candy Colors isn't a big spec either, so I didn't expect much for an event spec, but it is nice. I really like it. So, thanks for watching, and subscribe.